Well, it's Thanksgiving week, and we really should be thankful for all the blessings that we have. And maybe you've thought about it this week, that you're going to take a little extra opportunity to thank God and thank people for the things that have occurred in your life this week. And that would be a good thing for you to do. But I want you to think about what you are thankful for this morning. So I've got a few things for you to think about. How many of you have food in your refrigerator? Clothes on your back, roof overhead, place to lay your head at night? If you are, you're richer than 75% of the people in the entire world. How many of you have got a little bit of coin in your pocket? A few bills in your billfold? Maybe a little bit of spare change in that little cup that you put next to your bed at night so you empty your pockets into? I got a bank on the back side of my dresser. If you've put a little bit of loose change into that, you are actually richer, or you are considered to be in the top 8% of the richest people in the world, even if you just got a few dollars in your pocket. If you woke up this morning with health better than illness, you are more fortunate than the 1 million people who will not survive this week. If you've never experienced battle, if you've never had to, or you've never been woken up not by the alarm clock, but because some bomb outside your house has gone off, or if you can look out your window at the world and not have to look through bars because somebody's thrown you in prison for your particular opinion, if you've never known the agony of torture or the pangs of starvation, then you are actually ahead of more than 500 million people in this world. Because you're here this morning and you're attending this worship service or any other religion-related activity or meeting, and you can do it without fear of harassment or arrest or torture or even death, then you are fortunate, because there's billions of people in this world that can't say that. You know, when you start looking at those numbers and start thinking about those things, we really do have things to be thankful for. Now, we might be thankful that we've got a car to drive. We might be thankful that we've got a new car to drive. We might be thankful that we've got our family gathered around us. We may be thankful that we've even got a place to live. You see, unfortunately, our thanksgiving a lot of times, and the impression that we have to thank somebody or we're thankful for something is almost directly tied to the possessions that we have. What Paul is trying to tell the Ephesians is that's not the only thing that you have that you need to be thankful for. But we get so tied up in the things that we have possessed, the things that have been given to us, or the things that we have or are part of our life, and that we think we have to have, that sometimes we lose sight of the fact that those intangible things, those invisible things, are actually more valuable than all the gold or silver that we might try to hang on to. And that's what Paul was trying to tell the Ephesians. He was starting out his letter by telling them not only is he thankful for them, but he thanks God every day for them, just as I do. And hopefully you do. I wake up every morning saying thanks to God that I'm back in my hometown. I thank God that I've got all my family and friends gathered around me. I'm thankful that my children have all established themselves very nicely in their professions and have established their families and are enjoying life to the fullest. Well, maybe not the youngest one. They're living in an apartment right now that's too small. But, eventually they're going to be there. And so I'm thankful for that. That's not anything I can put my hand on. But I can put my heart on it. Because that's the thing that we should be thankful for. You see, it's the things that are eternal, that we're going to carry on, these relationships that we have with people, that are going to be a lot more valuable than any possessions that we have, including our houses, cars, and any account balances that we may have. If we start to put our faith and value in them, we really don't need God now, do we? And that, I think, is what Paul was afraid of, is that the Ephesians were going to be locked into so much into that possession side of thanksgiving that they were going to forget about the things that you can't always see that are a lot more valuable. Things like faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, love towards the saints, the spirit of wisdom and revelation, the riches of God's glorious inheritance, and that immeasurable greatness that God is for us. And I know we all know it. I mean, if you stand outside either in the morning or the evening and witness a sunrise or a sunset, you've got to understand the greatness of God. Even in our turmoils. But see, those kinds of things that become important to us or should be important to us are the things that can't be touched, they can't be purchased, they can't be possessed. But yet they are so important that Paul says we need to be thankful for everything. You know, it's not like our food or cars or clothing or boats or homes or anything else that we may have. The greatest gifts that we actually have are the gifts that we might call intangible. Praise is a recognition that it is all about God and not about me. And that's important for us to remember every day, not just at Thanksgiving. I came across this phrase that really kind of helped me understand it a little bit better. It is the unseen that is eternal. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Let me repeat that again. It is the unseen that is eternal. In other words, those relationships that we build not only with God but with our fellow man are the most valuable things that we can have. It's the essential that those things that are actually invisible to the eye that will carry us beyond this life and into the glorious life that God has prepared for us. It's this kind of approach at Thanksgiving that kind of runs counterwise to the culture that we live in. I mean, just think about it. What's going to happen the day after Thanksgiving? The glorious day called Black Friday. What is that glorious day? That's the day when retailers know that it's the biggest retail day of the year that will actually put their business into the black instead of the red. And yeah, I'll probably be one of those that are frantically looking for the right present or the right gift or getting it while it's on sale at 50% off and fight the crowds in doing it and think that I got a great bargain. Well, only if Carolyn convinces me that I have to go. She's talking to her over there. She's saying, nah, he's not going to be there. I've done that once. When we lived in Arnold, I went down to North Platte at 5 o'clock in the morning so I could get her a nice set of golf clubs. And she really appreciated it. And then I went home and went back to bed. You know, we do that. I mean, we get so tied up into that culture that we think that's what we have to do. That we have to buy and and possess everything that we possibly can because that's going to make us happy. But we can't take it with us, folks. There's a phrase that rings in my mind every once in a while. You've never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul trailer behind it. We can't take it with us. So why not build up the things that are most important, the eternal things, the internal things, those relationships that we have with our spouses, with our parents, with our children. And that's the perspective that Paul has. That's the perspective he's trying to tell the Ephesians. He's trying to tell them there's something beyond those possessions that you can hold in your hand that are a lot more important for you in this day. He doesn't give thanks, he gives thanks for those kinds of things. The love of God, the peace, and the understanding the glory of God. What he doesn't give thanks for is the gold jewelry, the PlayStation 3 that everybody wants, the leather jackets, the personal care products, and the cell phones that will do everything except wash your clothes. He doesn't give thanks for those because they're not important. What is your relationship with God and each other. He refuses to focus his gaze on the things that can be seen because he